Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us again. I'm Michael Vass of MV Consulting Incorporated. I wanted to take a moment to introduce you to Art Garrison, who's running for the 126th seat in the New York State Assembly. Art has been gracious enough to give us some time to speak with him in his business. He is a small business owner here in Endicott, New York. And the business is named Family
Hobby and Crafts in Vestal.
Oh, I stand corrected. It's Vestal. It's very close.
There you go.
And as you can see, it's a wonderful location, and you can hear in the background some music and some of the customers. But sometimes this is a busy day. He's just come back from a day of meeting some of the voters out there. So we're going to take the opportunity to just go with this and introduce you to Art and what he's standing for. Art, thank you for giving me the interview.
My pleasure, Mike.
Art, tell me, let's start off with something that some of the visitors, some of the viewers may not be familiar with.
Okay.
Who are you?
Well, again, my name is Art Garrison. I am 54 years old. I don't often get that from most people. I own Family Hobby and Crafts here in Vestal. I live in the town of Union. I have a degree in economics from Villanova University.
Oh, wow.
I spent most of my adult career working for non-profit organizations, Boy Scouts of America, the Catholic schools, before opening this store about 11 years ago. My wife and I own it. We have 2 children, a son who is a senior at Union Endicott High School, and a daughter who's a sophomore at SUNY Oswego.
Oh, nice. You must be very proud of that.
Yeah, they're wonderful. We just sent her off to school, and always tough at the beginning of the semester.
Is this her first year there?
No, she's sophomore, second year.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you got used to the idea now?
I guess so.
Well, as much as you can.
Yeah.
Wow, so you've been in business for 11 years
11
now.
years here, yes.
Wow. You know, you've beat the hurdle of most small businesses. I mean, they say usually it's the first 3 years.
Yeah.
Your business is, for those who aren't familiar, making it's models, small craft games and systems.
Trains, doll houses, puzzles, slot cars.
Warhammer 40K.
Yeah,
I love
there
that.
You go. Kites and radio-controlled planes, all sorts of neat stuff that very traditional in a lot of ways.
Let me ask you something. Are you a native of New York? You mentioned you went to Villanova.
I actually grew up in New Jersey.
Okay.
Well, enjoy your day. When I graduated from high school in 1974, I was on my way to the United States Military Academy at West Point. I had an appointment there.
Wow.
Unfortunately, when I went to take the physical, my eyes didn't pass contact lenses. And so I was off to Villanova. Got out of school during the Jimmy Carter years.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, where you took any job you could because we were at 13% unemployment at the time.
Oh, yeah.
So
gas lines going around the blocks, double-digit inflation.
Yeah.
For those who are younger and don't realize, yes, it was really, really bad.
It was a tough time, and I can really relate to the kids who are getting out of school now, who are struggling to find jobs in the profession that they chose. I know that I couldn't. But, you know, things sometimes work out for the better. And so I moved into the nonprofit field. I had a wonderful career with the Boy Scouts, 16 years. I did just great work for a lot of young people for a long time. After that, the Catholic schools, same sort of business, but as my family grew, the need to settle down in one place became very evident to us, and so we came here. We found this as a great community to raise a family in, and it was a community that needed a hobby shop, so so that helped.
Good combination.
Yeah.
Fast forward a little bit to today, and say, what is it that motivated you to get involved in politics?
You know, I see it more as public service, quite honestly, rather than politics. I'm really unhappy with what's going on in the state of New York. I think anyone who owns a small business feels like they're being hammered over the head daily by the state.
I would agree as a small business owner.
Anyone who owns a home, who's paying property taxes, feels like they're being hammered every day. Anyone who goes to the purchase cigarettes, gasoline, clothing, the taxes are incredible. But it's not just that, because if you were getting value back for your money, you could understand it. But the state wastes money in an incredible way. The state can't get a budget done on time. They can't make simple decisions, sensible decisions. And it gets worse instead of better. We've changed governors. We've changed who holds the Senate. But the one constant is the New York State Assembly and a man by the name of Sheldon Silver. The New York State Assembly is really the one thing that has to change. And we need representation from this area who's going to go and fight for the folks of this area and not just kowtow to Sheldon Silver and the New York City power bosses. That's why I got involved.
Okay, and that's an important reason. And obviously that means you're going up against the establishment quo, whether it doesn't matter which party we're speaking about particularly. There's an established quo.
Yeah, there is. And in this case, this seat that I'm vying for is held by Donna Lupardo. Mm-hmm. She's a Democrat. Yes. She's a liberal Democrat. And if you track her voting record, and I have, and if you look at her public statements, you see that they don't match. She'll come back and tell us here she's fighting for jobs, right. She's fighting for our economy, but then she goes back down to Albany and she votes for higher taxes, she votes for more wasteful spending, she votes for regulations that don't help businesses. We can see that the people in this area have been voting with their feet. They're leaving. I don't think that anybody who's watching this doesn't know somebody who's moved to North Carolina, Virginia, Delaware, Florida. They've left the state.
Across the country.
Yeah. And it's not just the weather.
No.
I've got people who are customers here who moved to North Dakota,
Definitely not because of the weather.
Not because of the weather. But it is trying to raise a family, it's trying to make a living, it's trying to avoid the taxes that are strangulating us here.
Well, let me focus on that for a moment. And since you brought it up, and it's definitely something I was going to speak about anyway,
okay.
The number one issue that everyone is concerned about right now is the economy.
Right.
And